Welcome to Affairs Cloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram, and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video. Also students, this is our homework section's free subscription contest. Follow the procedure and win full 1 year Affairs Cloud Current Affairs subscription. Also students, we have started a new initiative that is of handwritten notes. It is helpful to understand the news daily, time saving and very useful for your revision. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description. Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for two topics, that is your international affairs and defense. The session will be quite interesting, so stay tuned till the end. First question is, in May, United Nations first international conference on digital public infrastructure was held under which country's leadership, and it was held in New York, USA. So it is our India, right? So United Nations first international conference on digital public infrastructure was held under the India's leadership. What is the location? Where was this held? It was held in New York, USA, right? Take a note of this. Next, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India signed a memorandum of understanding with which country's Auditor General to enhance collaboration on an exchange of expertise. So the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, that is Girish Chandra Murmu ji, has signed a memorandum of understanding with Toyam Raya. He is the Auditor General of which country? He is the Auditor General of Nepal, and this collaboration was for exchange of expertise, right, in the field of auditing, right, to exchange knowledge, to exchange information, the expertise in the field of auditing. Next, India was ranked dash in 2024 World Press Freedom Index published by Reporters Without Borders. So rank of India is 159th in the World Press Freedom Index that is released by Reporters Without Borders, right? Take a note of this. Which is the country that secured the first position here in the World Press Freedom Index? It is Norway that secured the first position, and it is for the 8th consecutive time that Norway secured the first position. On second was Denmark. Next, Nepal government has recently introduced new currency note featuring a map which includes the controversial border territories of Lipulekh, Limpiadura and Kalapani in their strategic northwest tri-junction between India, Nepal and China. What was the denomination of the currency note? So the currency note was worth 100 rupees, right? And apart from this, remember Nepal, it shares boundary with how many Indian states? So with 5 Indian states. They are your Sikkim, West Bengal, Bihar, UP and Uttarakhand. Next, which is the wealthiest city in the world as per the 2024 World Wealthiest Cities report published by Henley and Partners in collaboration with New World Wealth. So which is the wealthiest city in the world as per the 2024 World's Wealthiest City report? It is New York. New York of USA is the wealthiest city in the world. Take a note of this, right? On second position is California, that is in USA only, correct? And then remember, if we are talking about third position, it is Tokyo. If we talk about Indian cities, Mumbai is among the top in India and it is globally ranked 24th. Whereas Delhi NCR region, it is in the 37th position globally and second among the Indian cities. Next, the International Organization for Migration released the World Migration Report 2024. What is the remittance value received by India in 2022? So India received a remittance of $111 billion, and this is the highest ever, correct? And India became the first country in the world to receive a $100+ billion remittance. On second position in this list is Mexico. Mexico received a staggering $61.1 billion, but you can see it is almost half that of India. And on third position is China. Next, which organization has recently released the report Recipe for a Livable Planet Achieving Net Zero Emissions in the Agri-Food Systems, which stated that the annual investment should increase to $260 billion a year to halve the current agri-food emissions by 2030. So it is World Bank. This data was released by World Bank. Headquarter of World Bank is in Washington DC, and who is the president of World Bank? Ajay Banga. Next, which company has recently opened the world's largest operational direct air capture and storage plant that is named Mammoth, and it was launched or opened in Iceland, and it will extract the carbon dioxide from the air and store it underground as rock. So which is the organization that has launched this Mammoth, that is basically capturing carbon dioxide directly from air and storing it in underground as a rock? It is Climeworks AG. Next, WHO has granted certification to 3 countries in the America, that is Belize, Jamaica and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, for eliminating the mother to child transmission of the HIV virus and which disease, that is syphilis. Next, which organization has recently published the first global guidelines to prevent bloodstream infections and other infections that are associated with the use of intravascular catheters? It is World Health Organization, right? They have published the first global guidelines to prevent the bloodstream infections and other infections that are associated with the use of intravascular catheters. Next, which of the following Indian manuscripts has have been recently included in the UNESCO's Memory of World Asia Pacific Regional Register? So all of the above here have been recently included in the, not option 4, but first 3, they have been included in the UNESCO's Memory of the World Asia Pacific Regional Register. Next, name the country that has officially become the 99th member of International Solar Alliance. It is Spain. And if we talk about the 100th member, it is Paraguay. Next, which organization has recently approved a new treaty on IP genetic resources and associated traditional knowledge? So which is that organization? It is World Intellectual Property Organization, that is WIPO. They have approved this new treaty on intellectual property, genetic resources and associated traditional knowledge. Now friends, let's move to some defense related questions. First is, Ministry of Defense enforced the Inter-Service Organization Command, Control and Discipline Act of 2023. According to the act, who among the following have the power to exercise the administrative control and disciplinary actions over service personnel in inter-service organizations? So who he will be? So right option here is, which is the right option here? Both second and third, that is commanders in chief and officers in command. They both have the power to exercise administrative control and disciplinary actions over the service personnel in inter-service organizations. Next, name the joint military exercise conducted between India and France that commenced on 13th of May at Umroi, Meghalaya. So what is the name of that exercise? It is Exercise Shakti. Right, this is the exercise that was held where location is Umroi, Meghalaya. This is a 14-day long exercise that started on 13th of May and it lasted till 26th of May. And in this, from India, who participated from this? Indian contingent Rajput regiment participated in this exercise. Next, which of the following operations has recently been conducted by Indian Air Force in collaboration with the Uttarakhand government by utilizing Mi-17 V5 helicopter to combat forest fires in Nainital, Uttarakhand? It is Operation Bambi Bucket. So under this operation, using the helicopter and buckets of water, those buckets of water will be sprayed. Using those buckets, basically the water will be sprayed over the forest fires to control those fires or to finish those fires, right? And this was done under the Operation Bambi Bucket. Next, which country along with India's National Security Guard has recently participated in the 7th edition of counter-terrorism exercise Tarkash that was held in Kolkata, West Bengal? So it is United States of America, right? USA along with Indian National Security Guard, they have participated in this 7th edition of the exercise Tarkash that was held in Kolkata, West Bengal. This was the 7th edition, right? So if I ask you where was the 6th edition of this exercise held, it was held where? In Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Next, in May, Indian Air Force conducted the maiden airdrop test of Dash in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. So Indian Air Force, they conducted the maiden airdrop test of what? They conducted the maiden airdrop test of Bhishma portable cubes in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. Next, name the indigenously developed guided multi-launch rocket system that was recently successfully tested or launched by Pakistan. So what is the name of this indigenously developed guided multi-launch rocket system that was recently successfully launched by Pakistan? What is the name of it? It is Fateh 2. Correct? Next, and this Fateh 2 will have a range of up to 400 kilometer. Next is name the weapon system that has been recently handed over to the Indian Army by Indo-Russian Rifles Private Limited located in Amethi, Uttar Pradesh. So this is the factory and it is AK-203 assault rifles that will be delivered to Indian Army, and this is a joint venture between India and Russia. Next, in May, Air Chief Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary inaugurated the first ever emergency medical response system at Command Hospital Air Force that is located in Bengaluru, Karnataka. Next, in May, Indian Air Force Dash aircraft manufactured by Lockheed Martin successfully carried out a night vision goggles aided landing at the Kargil Advanced Landing Ground that is in Eastern Sector. So what is the name of that aircraft? It is the aircraft is named as C-130J Super Hercules. C-130J Super Hercules. This is the name of the aircraft manufactured by Lockheed Martin, and they successfully carried out a night vision goggles aided landing at the Kargil Advanced Landing Ground that is in Eastern Sector. Next, name the next generation anti-radiation missile that was recently tested by DRDO and successfully tested using the Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 fighter jet of the Indian Air Force. Right? So Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 fighter jet tested this next generation anti-radiation missile that was tested by DRDO. So what is the name of that missile? It is Rudra M2. Next, which country has recently completed the development of its long-range surface-to-air missile system and received the combat readiness certification? It is South Korea. Right? South Korea is the country that has completed the development of their long-range surface-to-air missile system and has received the combat readiness certificate. Correct? So that's all for the day, friends. Now let's move to some revision part that will be very beneficial in your learning. Who has been recently appointed as the new Secretary of Telecom Regulatory Authority of India for a period of 2 years. So Atul Kumar Chaudhary has been appointed as the new Secretary of the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India for a period of next 2 years. And if we talk about Jagjit Pavadia, right? Jagjit Pavadia was re-elected as a member of INCB for the 3rd term. Each term is of 5 years and this time the term will be from 2025 to 2030. Next, in June, China successfully launched the Space Variable Objects Monitor through the Long March 2C carrier rocket at the Shisheng Satellite Launch Center in Sichuan province of China. The project was led by CNSA and Dash. So this project was launched by CNSA and the Space Agency of France, that is CNES. Next, if we talk about ISRO, they have launched START. What is this START? START is Space Science and Technology Awareness Training. This is the new online training program that will encourage the young students of India to choose the field of space science and technology. Next, if we talk about Roscosmos, they have launched Angara 5. This is a heavy lift rocket. Next, name the city that has been recently became India's first UNESCO City of Literature. So India's first UNESCO City of Literature is Kozhikode. Right? Take a note of this. Next, Which of the following Indian city has been recently recognized as a World Craft City by World Craft Council AISBN? So World Craft City, which is it? It is Srinagar. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to Indian visit of Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina from 21st to 22nd of June? If we look at the option, all these three options are rightly mentioned. Next, who recently got a 1-year extension from the ACC to serve as the Director of Intelligence Bureau up to 30th of June 2025? So who got this 1-year extension? Tapan Kumar Deka, right? He got 1-year extension to serve as the Director of IB. Earlier his tenure was ending on 30th of June 2024, but now it has been extended by 1 year till 30th of June 2025. If we talk about Piyush Anand here, ACC has approved the appointment of Piyush Anand as the Director General of National Disaster Response Force. He will be succeeding whom? Atul Karwal. Next, with which company Ministry of Defence has recently signed a contract to design and develop miniaturized satellite capable of carrying payloads of up to 150 grams for the Indian Air Force? It is Space Pixel Technologies Private Limited. Correct. And this satellite, it is a miniature satellite. It is capable of carrying up to 150 kilograms of payload for the Indian Air Force. Next, what is the name of ISRO's reusable launch vehicle that successfully completed their third autonomous landing experiment on 23rd of June? It is Pushpak, right? This is the name of ISRO's reusable launch vehicle. Next is which central public sector undertaking has recently received the Navratna status from Department of Public Enterprise under the Ministry of Finance? It is Madgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. They got recently the Navratna status. And with this Navratna status, this organization can invest up to 1000 crore rupees without any prior approval. Next, SEBI, they constituted a working group that was headed by G. Padmanabhan to review what? So, this was to review the derivative trading norms. And it will be headed by whom? G. Padmanabhan. And this committee will be a 15-member committee. Remember this also. Next, South Korean K-pop boy band 17 has been recently named as the first ever UNESCO Goldfield Ambassador for Youth. They will be contributing 17 group. They will be contributing $1 million for this initiative. Right? Next, if we talk about UNICEF's National Celebrity Ambassador Kareena Kapoor Khan. Next, who has been recently appointed as the convener of the group of minister of the reconstituted GST rate rationalization panel? Smarth Chaudhary. Next, what is the name of the satellite that NASA successfully launched in June, which represents the fourth and the final satellite in the series of advanced weather satellites for National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration? So the name of the satellite is GOES-U. This is the fourth and the final satellite in the series of GOES-R for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This was launched using the Falcon Heavy rocket from Florida, USA. Next, if we talk about QCAO-2, this is the satellite launched by CNSA. NeonSat-1, it was launched by NASA. And Bandwagon-1, this was launched by SpaceX. Right? Next, which city has been ranked as the most livable city for the third consecutive year according to EIU, that is Economist Intelligence Unit Global Livability Index for 2024. So which is the city that has been ranked as the most livable city? It is Vienna, right? Then on second position was Copenhagen of Denmark. Third position was Zurich of Switzerland. Next, and for world's wealthiest city, we saw from India, it was Mumbai, Maharashtra that secured the top position, and globally, it is New York that secured the top position. Next, in June, RBI introduced a revised dash currency swap framework for 24 to 27. So, RBI introduced a revised currency swap framework for the SAARC nations. That is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, SAARC nations, and it is from 2024 to 2027. Next, who has been appointed as the next Secretary General of the NATO? Who will succeed? Jens Stoltenberg. So who is he? He is Mark Rutte. Right? Mark Rutte, he is the Prime Minister of Netherlands and he will be the next Secretary General of the NATO. and he will be taking his position or will take his office on 1st of October 2024. Next, who has been recently elected as the Speaker of the 18th Lok Sabha for second consecutive term. So Om Birla has been appointed as the Speaker of the 18th Lok Sabha for the second consecutive term. Next, which bank has recently appointed Indian tennis player Sumit Nagal as their brand endorser? It is Bank of Baroda, right? It has been appointed as the Bank of Baroda has been appointed as the or has appointed Indian tennis player Sumit Nagal as their brand endorser. Next, which organization has recently launched a launch service agreement with Space Machines Company to launch the second Optimus spacecraft, that is the largest Australian designed and built spacecraft weighing 450 grams. So it was by New Space India Limited. It is an arm of ISRO and it was for $18 million. This contract was signed. This was under the mission Space Maitri. Maitri here is Mission for Australian India Technology Research and Innovation. This mission Maitri is basically to enhance the partnership between Australia and India in the space domain. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to public examinations? Prevention of Unfair Means Act of 2024 that came into effect on 21st of June. If we look at the options here, option A and B is right, C is wrong. C is saying that the act provision to punish persons who commit an organized crime with imprisonment between 5 to 7 years. No, it is between 5 to 10 years with a minimum fine of 5 crore rupees. No, it is for a minimum fine of 1 crore rupees. Next, in June, Union Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has launched a new web portal to automate and accelerate the process of settlement of interest subvention claims of banks that are made under Agriculture Infrastructure Fund, that is AIF. Don't confuse it with Alternate Investment Fund, right? Then also here Union Minister has launched Krishi Katha. This is basically to tell the success stories of the farmers on the website. Next, Jitan Ram Manji, the Union Minister of MSME, has launched the MSME Trade Enablement and Marketing, that is TEAM initiative to boost DASH access to MSMEs. And it is to boost the e-commerce access to MSMEs, that is TEAM initiative launched by Ministry of MSME. And this initiative was launched on under World MSME Day observed on 27th of June in New Delhi. Next, which country has recently become the 100th member of International Solar Alliance? Where is the headquarter of International Solar Alliance? Gurugram, Haryana. Who is the managing director here? Ajay Mathur. It was started by India and France in 2015. So question asked is, which is the 100th member to join International Solar Alliance? It is Paraguay. Which is the 99th member to join International Solar Alliance? It is Spain. Next, as per the RBI, they have raised the ways and means advance limit or financial accommodation for state governments and union territories to dash with effect from 1st of July 2024. So they have raised it to 60,118 crore rupees.